Imagine that the trait most capable of destroying you psychologically, hollowing you out from the inside, and turning you into the ideal prey for manipulators is not cruelty, not selfishness, not evil, but the very quality society celebrates as a supreme virtue, kindness. Yes, kindness. Not because kindness is inherently wrong, but because when kindness becomes weakness, it becomes more destructive than open malice. Nietzsche did not attack morality out of provocation, nor did he despise goodness as superficial readers assume. He saw something far more uncomfortable, that many virtues are nothing more than disguises for fear, and that many good people are not good at all, but powerless individuals hiding behind moral language. Nietzsche never asked, "How can we be kinder?" He asked the far more dangerous question, why do we want to be kind in the first place? Who benefits from our kindness? Is it born from inner strength, or from a deep fear of rejection, conflict, confrontation, and the courage to say no? This is where the problem begins, and this is where most people turn away. When Nietzsche is read seriously, it becomes clear that he is not primarily writing about ethics, but about psychology, about suppressed instincts, about human beings who suffocate themselves in the name of virtue, then slowly rot from resentment. People who smile outwardly while inwardly despising life, despising strength, despising anyone who dares to possess what they lack, courage. Excessive kindness, in Nietzsche's view, is not a virtue. It is a survival strategy of the weak. The weak individual cannot confront, so he moralizes. He cannot assert boundaries, so he calls his submission tolerance. He lacks the courage to refuse, so he names his fear humility. This is the great deception. Society does not reward strength openly. It rewards obedience wrapped in moral language. Nietzsche called this the morality of slaves, a morality not built on what is healthy, vital, and affirmative in human nature, but on what is fearful, wounded, and reactive. A morality that turns suffering into holiness, self-negation into heroism, and weakness into righteousness. It tells you to be kind, while silently commanding you to never disturb, never demand, never desire openly, never assert yourself, never become too visible. And this is where psychological destruction begins, because a human being who lives against his own nature always pays the price. Perhaps not immediately, but eventually. The payment comes as depression, chronic resentment, suppressed rage, a constant sense of being wronged by life. And the cause is simple. He betrayed himself first. Nietzsche saw excessive kindness not as love for others, but as a concealed hatred of the self. Because when you sacrifice yourself endlessly, it is rarely because you are strong, but because you do not believe you are worthy of defense. When you allow others to cross your boundaries, it is not compassion that guides you, but fear of abandonment. Here lies a truth most people cannot tolerate. Many are kind, not because they chose kindness, but because they are afraid to be anything else. And the difference between chosen kindness and enforced kindness is enormous. The first flows from power. The second flows from fear. One earns respect. The other invites exploitation. Nietzsche never advocated blind cruelty. He advocated honesty with oneself. He asked a ruthless question. Are you kind because you are capable of being dangerous and choose restraint, or because you are incapable of danger altogether? Because incapacity dressed as virtue is not morality, it is self-deception. Society loves excessively kind people, not out of admiration, but because they are convenient. The excessively kind do not disrupt, do not demand, do not rewrite the rules. They absorb pressure, make concessions, endure silently, and are later blamed for having allowed it. This is one of the cruelest psychological ironies. You are punished for being too good. Nietzsche understood that dominant moral systems are not innocent. They are instruments of power. When one cannot dominate through strength, one dominates through morality. When one cannot rise, one condemns those who do. When one cannot affirm life with all its contradictions, one invents values that glorify suffering and demonize desire. Excessive kindness destroys you because it forces you to live a life that is not yours. It makes you socially acceptable, but internally empty. A person who offends no one yet abandons himself, who preserves relationships while slowly erasing his own identity. Nietzsche called for something far more dangerous than kindness, responsibility for oneself. To be truthful even when truth is uncomfortable. To be strong even when strength provokes resistance. To love from abundance, not from need. To give because you overflow, not because you fear being left behind. Here emerges his deeper concept, the will to power. Not domination over others, but mastery over oneself. The ability to say yes when you choose, and no when you must. To set boundaries without guilt. To understand that self-respect is the foundation of any genuine morality. The excessively kind person lives in constant anticipation of recognition. He waits to be seen, to be thanked, to be validated for his sacrifices. Nietzsche delivers a bitter truth. The world does not reward those who dissolve themselves, but those who shape themselves. It does not respect those who disappear, but those who stand. If this unsettles you, that is a good sign. Nietzsche was never meant to comfort you. He was meant to wake you, to shatter flattering self-images built on illusion, to force you to ask whether you are truly moral, or merely afraid, using morality as camouflage. The moment you stop worshipping kindness and begin to understand it, you begin reclaiming your strength. Not to become cruel, but to become real. Because the authentic human being is neither angel nor beast, but one who recognizes his shadows and refuses to let them rule him unconsciously. And so we return to the beginning. Kindness that does not pass through strength will destroy you. Morality that does not pass through self-honesty will poison you. Virtue that is not chosen but imposed is not virtue at all, but a soft prison. If you feel personally confronted by these words, understand that you are not alone. This conflict belongs to every individual who has begun to awaken. And if you wish to understand Nietzsche not as quotations, but as a method of thinking that dismantles foundations, this series was created for you. If this perspective resonates with you, subscribe to the channel. Share this with someone you know is kind beyond what is healthy. And continue with the series, because what has been said here is only the beginning. Nietzsche has not spoken his final word yet. Neither have you.